Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation on Upper Cumberland Workforce Development Local Plan. My name is Sean Monday. I'm the Tennessee Regional Director, Department of Labor and Workforce Services. And I'd also like to introduce my co-presenter, Becky Hull, Executive Director, Local Work Board. We serve 14 counties that make up the Upper Cumberland. In our area, some of our most notable residents will include Grand Ole Opry member Jamie Daly, 4-time winner of CrossFit's Fittest Man in the World and local business owner Rich Froning, and the 2019 winner of The Voice, Jay Coote. The area we serve covers more than 5,000 square miles of mountainous, varied terrain, which according to the new 2020 rankings now includes 1 distressed county, Clay County, and 5 at-risk counties, Warren, White, Jackson, Fentress, and Van Buren, as well as 3 micropolitan cities within the counties of Putnam, Cumberland, and Warren. The local workforce development area has 2 comprehensive American Job Center sites and 7 affiliate Job Center sites. The Upper Cumberland Board became a licensed corporation in the state of Tennessee with 501c3 tax status on July the 1st, 2019. The board operates as an independent administrative and fiscal entity.
As you can imagine, with such a large area and varied population, getting direction from and engaging local officials and board members in the workforce system is extremely challenging. Each of the 14 counties have representation or a liaison on the board, which is appointed by the local elected official in each county. As Sean mentioned earlier, the local workforce development area covers over 5,000 square miles of mostly rural communities. Interaction has to be timely and planned in advance. Staff to the board send out a quarterly newsletter to local elected officials and board members. This is a quick, concise way to give American Job Center partner updates on happenings in each county, as well as important board-related content. For quick and up-to-the-minute updates, we use social media. Obviously, we use the old standby of Facebook, but we have seen especially promising results from the Google My Business platform. This free and easy-to-use tool provides monthly metrics for each of our 9 American Job Centers, such as who is Googling the AJC, how many people have called, how many have asked for directions, and it provides real-time information to our LEOs, board members, AJC partners, and general population. This tool has proved invaluable in keeping our key stakeholders informed during the pandemic. We use radio interviews, newspaper articles, and online journal articles to share the workforce message. Though we use these various mediums, none of them would be successful without having first built trusting relationships. So, whether it's creating a rapid response to assist the Fentress County Mayor through the loss of that county's only hospital, or announcing a new $150 million Brazilian tile company in Putnam County, those relationships have laid the foundations to getting clear, concise direction for our workforce programs and partners.
Some of the areas in which we have sought stakeholder guidance are the governor's key initiatives. These key initiatives are rural communities, criminal justice reform, and vocational and workforce training. The Upper Cumberland applied for and received approximately $500,000 in rural initiative funding. The administration of these funds supports all 3 of the initiatives through one grant. For distressed counties, the focus of the grant is on bridging the training gap for out-of-school youth who have experienced a broken education pathway. For at-risk counties, the focus of the grant is to support TCAT welding, electrical, plumbing training for the incarcerated individuals in our area. The pandemic has forced the temporary suspension of these trainings. So we are looking for outside the box ideas to be able to move ahead and continue. The Upper Cumberland has a strong reentry committee, which includes all American Job Center partners, members of law enforcement, Department of Corrections, education representatives, to include Tennessee Pathways, mental health agencies, and multiple faith-based organizations. As was discussed in our local plan, committee members visited a daily reporting center in Knoxville in hopes of mirroring the success created there, with plans to establish a similar program in our area in Warren County. The board partnered with both the Livingston and Crossville, Tennessee Colleges of Applied Technology for the governor's GIVE grants. The Livingston grant supports heating, ventilation, and air conditioning training in Jackson County, and then welding training in Clay County. The Crossville grant supports power sports training, which includes diagnosing, adjusting, repairing, or overhauling small engines such as motorcycles, scooters, mopeds, dirt bikes, and boat motors.
We like to think that one of the strong suits of the Upper Cumberland is outside the box or blue ocean thinking. So, after becoming a nonprofit LWDA, we sought a partnership with Google and have received several programs and benefits such as G Suite at no cost. We were the first local workforce development area to partner with the Rural Area Medical Clinic. We talked about our plans to partner with this agency in last year's presentation. We'd like to take this opportunity to give you a brief update. Our first effort in this arena was not a success. We sorely underestimated the value that folks put on their place in line. They were there for one thing, free medical care, which for many resulted in having their entire mouthful of teeth pulled. Imagine getting that done and receiving only over-the-counter Tylenol for the pain. Work was definitely not on their mind. But we did learn a lot of valuable lessons. One, those who attended were our people. The overwhelming majority that we interacted with were those with disabilities, justice involved, or veterans. Title I should not be the focus. Our vocational rehabilitation and Wagner-Pizer partners need to attend with us. Two, our directory of services needed to be translated into Spanish, as well as having interpreters on site. And three, we needed to create swag bags that included information and forms for attendees to read and complete while waiting overnight in their cars. Our plan this year looked drastically different than last year. However, for the moment, our event has been canceled due to the COVID-19.
Becky and I also attended the first Rural Leaders of America conference located in Jackson County and hosted by Jamie Daly of the Grammy Award-winning duo Daly and Vincent. The conference brought together a number of entrepreneurs, both local and national, who spoke about their experiences in starting up small business in a rural area that has been not only grown, but grown to national or international prominence. Workforce was forced to not only think outside the box, but to do so quickly and compassionately after the March 3rd tornado that hit Putnam and surrounding counties. The F4 tornado sadly killed 18 people, injuring 87 others, and left a huge swath of devastation. Workforce staff quickly sprang into action, partnering with TEMA and FEMA to assisting victims in any way possible, including having the job coach on site and assistance directly.
And then, approximately a week and a half later, we were facing an equally dangerous and devastating threat. The pandemic hit our country. Again, we were forced to think outside the box, so we leveraged a section of our supportive services policy wherein the board gives the executive director the authority to make exceptions to that policy on a case-by-case basis. We were able to purchase laptops for workforce participants who suddenly found themselves forced to finish classes virtually, but lacked the appropriate equipment. During this time, partner referrals and regional collaboration became critical. Our Tennessee Assistance for Needy Families partner really stepped up to the plate, and for that, we are grateful. The Upper Cumberland has been hit hard with back-to-back catastrophic events. Many participants we serve have not yet recovered physically or emotionally. But even before COVID-19 and the tornado, we realized that in order to be successful, the needs of the entire person must be addressed. Thus, we established an MOU with Volunteer Behavioral Health to have a mental health specialist located inside an American Job Center as a pilot program. The two disasters have only furthered the need to provide this service. Our most long-standing and yet still innovative best practice is our collaboration with the Highlands Economic Partnership. This group of leaders has been instrumental in bringing together K through 12, post-secondary, workforce development, and industry leaders to determine in-demand jobs for both now and in the future.
Through the Highlands, business and industry were surveyed to determine current employment needs as well as projected needs 1 year up to 5 years into the future. This survey provided the needed data to establish the career pathways for the Upper Cumberland. Those pathways are information technology, health sciences, education, and pre-engineering and advanced manufacturing. The Workforce Board has valuable insight to this information as our Board Executive Director, Becky Hull, serves both on the steering committee and chairs the pre-engineering and advanced manufacturing committee.
The board also measures our effectiveness through online engagement metrics and documented success stories. Examples include Averett Express's job fair at the Cookeville AJC. Event details were shared 450 times and viewed by more than 33,000 people.
Another great example is the Academy Sports Job Fair. Having been laid off earlier that morning, a dislocated worker walked into the AJC for assistance and to file unemployment during this job fair. She walked out of the AJC as the newest member of Academy Sports team. She was unemployed for less than half a day.
COVID-19 has not stopped our business service teams from having job fairs. Ty-Ho, a Smith County company, hosted the first virtual job fair in the Upper Cumberland with 177 viewing the event, 168 of which came from the AJC social media advertising, and 16 registrants.
Last but not least, we received the following email from one of our Consolidated Business Grant recipients. Bob Young is the owner of Custom Tool, and he wrote, I wanted to share some news with you regarding one of the recipients of the CBG training grant that we received from you. Clay Adcock, who serves as my manufacturing manager, was selected by Production Machining Magazine. This is one of our industry's leading publication, as one of their 2020 emerging leaders. Clay has a great story of where hard work, dedication, integrity, and humility can lead. Obviously, I'm very proud and just had to share this with you. The workforce training grants we received have made a difference with Custom Tool employees. For that, I say thank you.
It has been a difficult year for our entire country, but especially for the Upper Cumberland. I recently presented to the National Association of Workforce Boards. The topic of my presentation was overcoming adversity. During both the tornado and the pandemic, I personally received several emails that broke my heart. It was then that I realized more than ever that Commissioner McCord is right. The work we do is high-purpose work. So I would like to conclude with these words of encouragement found in the lyrics of a Janice Stanfield song. I cannot do all the good that the world needs. The world needs all the good that I can do. In these crazy, unpredictable times, May we all strive to live by these words, but especially in